I think there's a few questions you need to know. Who are the people that don't do well here? Who is the person who you most regret hiring? What didn't you like about them? Why do you think that was not a good fit? It's a really important question to ask. You need to know that. Let me put it a different way. There are a few questions you need to there are a few arguments you have to have before you get married. That's true in choosing a spouse, and that is true in choosing a job. And you have to ask yourself some important questions about where do I want to be? Who's my ideal boss? Do I like being told what to do? What are the defining characteristics of the best work I've ever done in my life? Who was I with? Who was my leaders? What was I working on? Um, who are my colleagues? And what was the worst work I ever did in my life? And how do I make sure that never happens again? What were the defining characteristics of the jobs that I came to hate? And that needs to be economic. It needs to be what was I building? What was I responsible and accountable for achieving? And it needs to be cultural, maybe cultural above all else. Who was I doing this with? When things went really badly, how did we get unstuck? Who was I able to did we have enough trust where it wasn't blaming, but it was actually a really bonding, like, crisis where we were all hunkered in the war room together fixing a problem and trusting one another to kinda get a situation to be unstuck.